Hello and welcome to Creating Tracks. This is part 2 of how to mix a live recording. On screen you can see the project that we're going to mix, and the problem still is that there is not a lot of organization going on. We have a lot of dead tracks, microphones that have been running during the recording session. Right here, for example, right? This is basically a useless signal, we don't need that. So what we're going to do today is clean up the project and make some groups so we can actually start the process of mixing. So this apparently is a very soft guitar signal. I'm not sure if we need that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a question mark. Just for my own organization, I'm gonna put guitar question mark so I know what's going on. I usually do this because I don't want to get rid of tracks and maybe later I need them, so I have to get them back. So what I do is basically mute them, rename them so I can find them again in the project that I have open right now. And this track right here, for example, not exactly sure what that is. We could get rid of it, but we could also keep it in the project just to be safe. So this could be something related to the flute, that's why I put flute question mark, but I don't think so. The signal is way too soft. Don't think it's necessary to have that in the final version. With this one, I'm not quite sure, so I'm just gonna put question mark. This is a track that probably has to go. Totally useless for us now. I'm organizing them in a certain order. That's just my personal preference. You can do whatever you want. If you're dealing with a live recording, just make sure you can find tracks that you need and tracks that you don't need and don't want really quick. Also, I have disabled all the tracks that are marked with the question mark right now, just because I know what is on them right now, and by listening to the whole thing without them, I can determine if it's necessary to turn them on again or not. And this right here is another candidate for a question mark, and I'm gonna put the track on top. So first disable it, then put it on top, so I basically know where to find it in case I need it. This is clearly the kick drum. And right here we have the snare drum. And it's always good to listen into the track and determine what quality it has, so you can basically get a rough idea of what you have to do to make it sound good. I'm not 100% sure about track 7 and 8. I'm gonna go with drum question mark, but I'm pretty sure it is the overhead, and then I'm not happy with the quality they have, to be honest. And this track is completely silent, so we're gonna delete it like this. Here we have the bass. Just name it bass and move on. This is the guitar main signal, and I'm totally fine with having a mono guitar. So name it guitar, next track.
Thank you.
So this will be the microphone that only has been used for the pianist or the band leader to talk to the audience. And this is a great example for tracks we really don't need, but we still want to keep, because I just want to cut in some of the stuff he says at the end of the recording. And as you could hear, it was on the whole time, so it has recorded all the time, which is not a problem when the live recording is running. But for the mixed version, just want to mute that, right? And this track is another question mark. No idea what kind of microphone there is. Just gonna put that on top and then move on. I'm still not sure if this is actually an overhead track, but I'm pretty convinced it is, so I'm gonna name it drum question mark for now, and maybe it will be identified as an overhead track in a little bit. So after cleaning up a few tracks and disabling them, let's listen real quick. This clearly is the trumpet, and I by accident made a new audio track, which I just deleted. But never mind that, we're gonna rename that trumpet and then move on to the next one. This will be the clarinet, although there's a lot of brass on there, but I'm gonna name it clarinet so I can control this track as the clarinet. This microphone has been recording the brass section, that's why I'm gonna call the track brass section. Moving on to the next one. This is a very loud flute signal, and as you might remember, we earlier had a very soft one. We don't need that because this one is loud and bright, and we can use that instead of the low one. This is one of two piano tracks. Yeah, and right underneath that is the second piano track. And this would be our first room mic. Yeah, and this then is the second room mic. And now that we have named each and every track that is in the project, we can go ahead and group them. And this is very, very good about Ableton. You can do that by selecting both tracks and then hitting Ctrl G, and it will put them into a group automatically. Alright, so that does it for this time. This was just the cleanup kind of, and renaming the tracks so we basically know what's going on which track. For next time I will get the groups ready, and then we can start panning and start adjusting the volume and basically start mixing the whole project. Thank you for watching again, and goodbye.